Yeah. Take turns headphones. Oh, God. We ready, boys? Nick, look alive.
I'm alive.
We ready? Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't. Oh, all right. You just get ready?
Should we ask the music to go down a little bit?
Oh, yeah. I am fucking with the vibe, though.
It is a good vibe. It was good. That was good music. That, yeah. I was vibing. I was vibing real hard.
It was so good that it made me feel better about you,
All right. Thank you. Ready to go, boys?
Yeah.
What's up? You're rolling with another episode of Jits and Tits.
Damn!
The Jits and Tits podcast is brought to you by Remy Fit, the premier online training outlet for combat sports athletes. And after you get done training with Brandon Remy and your body's all banged up and need to heal, we're also brought to you by Island Kava, Long Island's first and only kava bar, serving exotic teas and relaxing elixirs that will help you recover after an intense training session. We're also brought to you by Rapid Restore, Long Island's leading restoration company, specializing in water damage, fire damage, and mold remediation. And the handsome man that will come up to clean up your mess, Ronnie Longlegs of Rapid Restore.
It's going down, boys.
Memorial Day leaking.
Yeah. What a horrible weekend so far.
It's fucking freezing out right now.
Dude, cold and
I
wet
slept in my truck last night.
is not a mix for Luigi.
No.
Cold and wet.
I mean, sometimes, but no.
Wet.
I'll be
It's
like
more
wet,
of a warm
just
and
wet.
wet.
warm, yeah.
Warm and wet.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes they could be cold, but
Oh, God.
Luigi got a haircut and everything for this weekend.
yeah.
Dude.
Well,
Got
no,
rid
I
of
got a
that-
haircut for
Whoa.
the fucking weather. Actually,
Dude,
Motherfucker's yelling.
You took
Sorry.
all that. No, you're good. You took all that hair off, dude. I like the comb over.
I liked it too.
I did
but
too, Nick. I
I-
thought he
I
looked
do
better
too.
with the hair.
But I don't like the sweat as soon as I walk out of my house and I'm fucking pouring, drenching fucking sweat. I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous.
I can't believe that little bit of hair on top of your head is making you overheat like that.
I got like that fucking Mediterranean.
You do.
like,
You got
thick,
that
like it gets
like
real
Brillo,
thick.
like
Yeah.
Brillo pad hair, dude.
I got
like
the
it's
same
thick.
thing. I got the same thing.
Yeah.
I know you
yeah.
do, and you're not even like you're like French or something.
Irish, Italian,
Meh.
French, and German.
Yeah, yeah. I know. This weekend I was looking forward to, and it really just took a shit. The weather.
Yeah.
Nah, we got tonight and tomorrow. It's gonna turn.
I think tomorrow's supposed to be sunny and 68.
Yeah. It's
Really?
gonna be a fun day at the beach tomorrow.
Ah, dude, it's gonna be cold, man. 68 by the water. You're looking at like 58.
Yeah. But
Yeah. Especially
Not
up.
going near the beach tomorrow.
Yeah, it's gonna be too cold.
Mm-mm.
You know.
Oh, look who it is.
Yeah.
Tell him to walk
Make
around.
him wait out there
Don't
for a
walk
minute.
around.
No, we gotta let him in. We gotta let him in.
Let him get dropped on a little bit. Raindrop.
Drop
top. Terrence standing outside in the cold.
Yeah, it sucked.
Oh, welcome.
Yeah, look at this guy. 10-15, yo, 10-15, 10-15. It's all right. It's all good. At least he showed up.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, guy.
Thanks for bringing bagels, Terry.
Damn. He texted me, told me he woke up at 10:23.
Oh, my God.
That's
You
it.
get a mic today.
Yeah, I tried some of that stuff fucking Remy's always smoking. It didn't work out so good. It was
Remy, how do you do it, bro?
I don't know how the fuck he does it. Seasoned veteran.
That's it.
Wait,
yeah.
for real? You hit something a little too
Did you?
savory for you,
Oh,
and it.
oh, from yeah, Taylor brought the pen out last night. It was like clogged, so I was just like, fucking turn it up and rip it. So I cranked the heat all the way up, like on the pen, and I'm going like, and it's blocked, so I'm like sucking as hard as I can, and then all of a sudden I feel it break through, and then I breathe it out, and it's like a fucking cloud of smoke. I was like, oh boy, here we go. And then I'm like, all right, I bought these cookies at the farmer's market, so we ate those.
How were they?
Delicious.
Yeah.
And then I was like, let's make some macaroni and cheese. So I made macaroni and cheese at like 2:30 in the morning.
Yo, that cookie spot down in that new cookie spot down in Patchogue that we went to last night.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
a
where
cool
is
spot.
that?
That was good.
It was like right next to Tap
like-
Room, like next to
No,
Froyo.
it's next to the
Froyo.
Froyo place in Village Idiot.
Oh,
We're walking down
Yeah.
the block and this girl's got like a cookie and I think Nick said something to her. She's like, yo, it's a really good cookie. And I look at it, I'm like, yo, that fucking looks amazing. So she's like, yeah, it's right in here. I'm like, all right. We
Yeah,
walk in.
Yeah, she was like selling us a cookie.
Yeah.
Really?
We walk
this was
in.
last night?
This is last
Yeah.
night. We walk in.
Damn.
And
you were dialed into the zone, bro.
Yeah, I want to take.
you were.
I just want to take a special moment to tell the zone that I hate them because I miss out on fun.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
It was me, Nick, and Eric Ott, and we walked down. We go in this cookie place, and they got it's those like big cookies. They're probably like the size of those headphones right there, and they have one has like
Yeah.
cheesecake in the middle. The one I
Ooh.
had
They
like
look
brownie
like
batter in the
thick.
middle. Yeah,
Yeah, they're big and thick.
they're like 4 times the size of a regular cookie.
Yeah.
and
they
they're
had,
like, and they're like 100 times more.
Yeah, it was like $5 a cookie. Thank you, Eric Ott, for buying those cookies, by the way.
Oh, I know.
Oh.
Dude.
So-
I had no cash on me, and he's like, "You want me to get you one?" I'm like, "Dude, they're like $12 a cookie, bro."
You know what's great?
Really?
No, they were $4
Nah, they
a
were
cookie.
I was like,
$4.50.
damn, 12?
Yeah, I know. They were
This is what makes
$4.
me happy about the summer coming back because you're able to break up the night now. You know, if we're here hanging, get up, take
Go
a cruise
places.
into town, go
Yeah.
places. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't get to do that because I was
Take
stuck,
a cruise.
you know, with the zone. But
No, he means like cruise, like walk.
Yeah, just take a walk
Both.
downtown.
No
Both.
e-bike.
Or bike, whatever.
no, you
But
could do both.
at night, you take a walk downtown. You don't, see what you see.
I jump on the e-bike.
Yeah, e-bike all day.
Speaking
Yeah.
of bikes, my plans for the bikes got pissed out by this weekend.
I called it. I knew it, man. I said to Luigi, I was like, "Yo, he's so bummed. This guy was looking to crush it at casino this weekend and then buy an e-bike."
Yeah.
Oh,
Now, not
Yeah.
working at all.
We're
damn.
gonna crush at the casino too, but
Yeah, but you weren't gonna buy an e-bike.
no.
You were gonna buy like Bitcoin or some shit.
Luigi was going to take one of these slutty bikes for a ride.
He was
You know
gonna-
what I'm saying?
Luigi's gonna buy Papa John's.
Yo, speaking of cookies, when I went to San Diego, there was a fucking, it was like an ice cream place where you like customize your own like cookie sandwich, ice cream cookie sandwich. So you pick whatever cookies you want. They had like fucking 10 different cookies, like sheets of them, like bigger than this table.
Wow.
And then so you pick, and you can choose 2 different ones, whatever it is, and then you pick like they had homemade ice cream. You pick whatever ice cream,
Nice.
then you pick the like sprinkles on the side or whatever. You want.
Homemade ice cream like slaps differently. Yeah, I don't know why.
So good.
And the Chinese ice cream, the Asian ice cream, the one that they get at like the Chinese,
The buffet.
Chinese,
The red bean.
yeah, whatever, like at sushi places or Chinese places, just in that fucking big,
The buffet.
the brown tin, like
Isn't
the
that
brown-
like
yeah.
ice? It's not like actual ice cream. It's
No,
like
it's like it is ice cream. Well, I
Is-
mean, they make it with. I mean, you gotta make any ice cream with ice, but like
yeah, but the consistency I thought was like more of like an ice than it was more of like
No,
a
it's-
cream.
yeah.
creamy.
It's creamy.
Yeah, I mean, the one at the sushi place we go to is.
I don't really don't fuck with any of
I
that
know
shit.
you don't ever go with us. We invite you all the time, and
Dude, if like you said, yo, let's go somewhere else and get like a burger or a fucking wrap or some shit like that. You always like, let's get sushi.
yeah, try to be healthy.
Yeah, sushi's good.
I hate sushi.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Fuck sushi.
You did come once, though.
Yeah, I came, but I didn't eat sushi.
Where?
I
You
went
came
to
up to
Hoshi.
Hoshi.
Oh,
Luigi's favorite spot was me, him, and Benetti.
yep.
And I'd only met Bernetti a few times. I don't even know how it came up. We're sitting down, and Triton came up somehow, and he's like, Bernetti's like, and I don't know if you guys ever met Bernetti. He's a character. So he's like, what do you mean, D-Rock? What do you do? What do you mean you do fights? I'm like, I do the commentary for the fights.
What do you mean
He's
you
like-
do the commentary?
He's
for
like,
fights?
well, dude, if you knew Bernetti, you'd understand how he was saying it. And he's like,
Yeah.
he looks at me, he's like, you know, D-Rock, you're a real somebody.
That's funny.
I was like, what, dude?
That's
He's
funny.
like, you're a real somebody. I knew I liked you. He's like, I heard your name a lot, from this guy. He's like, and some other guys at the other gyms. He's like, you're somebody, man.
I guess I'll take that as a compliment.
All night, he's like, you're somebody.
And he's
Oh,
still,
my
like,
God.
2 years later,
Oh,
every
he's
time
still-
I see
yeah.
him, he's
Benetti
like,
gets it.
we'll start rolling. And he's like, what?
Benetti gets it. There was this kid that Alana brought in here one night, and the kid was whacked, and he was like so hard trying to like be comfortable around us.
He was hammered.
Yeah, he was whacked, and
Oh, I heard he was a real tryhard, this kid.
Oh.
yeah, and he just kept saying like Terrence gets it.
Yeah,
Terrence
he kept.
gets it."
He'd be like, Terrence gets it, and I'd be like, yeah. So like, no, we still say it. This kid he was just shit faced.
Yeah, he gets it.
Alana mentioned something the other night. I forgot. I was sitting here. It was like earlier this week, and she's like, "Yeah, sorry," and she was apologizing to somebody, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And she's like, "Oh, I brought a kid in here, and he was like,
Yeah,
he was trying way too hard to be friends with everybody."
Yo, it was like there was no one in here. It was just like 4 or 5 of us just sitting over here, quiet, just regular conversation. This kid came in just like 100 miles an hour,
Yeah.
screaming.
Yeah.
And he kept saying like Terrence gets it. I'm like, I didn't even feel like talking.
I know you were stuck in this.
Was
kid's-
he-
I was like half asleep.
Was he just mangled, or do you think he was also trying too hard?
He was trying. He was trying.
Yeah,
super hard.
he was definitely mangled.
Yeah.
I don't mind like high energy shit, but he was like repeating himself a lot. He kept saying that they just met. Like, oh, I don't know. They worked together for like years. So she introduced him as like, yeah, I work with this kid at this so-and-so doctor's office or whatever for years. And they were like work friends. And then
Work husband?
yeah, and then no, and then,
I
and then
hate that shit.
yeah,
Oh,
dude,
worst
that's
shit ever.
wild. I have such a problem with that.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'll show up at someone's job for that shit.
Dude, if I went to my wife, because she does like a summer party every year for her job.
Yeah, or like
if
a
I
Christmas
went
party.
somewhere and I'm like, and someone introduced themselves as my wife's work husband,
I fucking
It's
just
on
go,
site.
oh my god,
Hands
dude,
immediately.
I wouldn't even blink. I would punch that guy so hard in his jaw.
Because anytime you have like any kind of argument, she's running to the work husband and being
Yeah.
like, oh, you know, Nick,
That's a
Nick just likes
category
what you did.
5 hand hurricane.
Yes. yeah.
Have you ever been in a storm like that before?
I would not.
You're catching the
hesitate
eye
to.
of the storm right there, kiddo.
I wouldn't even say excuse me. I would just duff him right there.
I would repeat it. I'd be like, oh, wait, work husband? Word? Whack. Right there. It's on.
Yeah,
on
I'm
site.
not. I'm not down with that,
That shit only gets done to dick tuckers.
Yeah.
Like, if Lisa knows better. You ain't no dick tuckers.
No.
There ain't no work husband.
No, I went to
You
I
ain't-
went to her work party one year, and it's at her boss's house. He does it big. He like gets it catered. Everybody gets like a fucking lobster tail and shit. Like they do it big, and all the dudes at her job wouldn't even like come up and talk to me, and they wouldn't even talk to Lise at the party. She's like, "Oh, it's really weird. Like none of the guys are like talking to me right now."
Did you carry your gun in there or something? Like, what'd you do?
it's just a mug, bro.
Nick went in there. Nick went in
just
there
a
in full
mug.
war paint, a
Yeah.
kilt. Came in on a horse and shit.
Got a samurai sword on his side and shit.
That's it, dude. It's
And
just
then
it's the
MMA
mug.
gloves.
It's just a mug.
Gloves
Dude,
on,
my,
blood across his back.
My one of my unfortunate past
You
relationships.
gave me like 3/4 of a code, bro. Look at this. Look at this guy. What am I supposed to do with that? What am I supposed to do with that, dude? Come on.
Yeah, he just woke up 3 minutes ago. You gotta give him a break.
Oh, there's
there's the
there's the rest. Thanks, dude.
Yo, it's mad funny though how that shit happens. Like, I'm sure Nick, Luigi, you guys can understand this. Like when you first meet a girl, you know it's very attractive to them what we do, that we train a lot and we have a passion and we're dedicated and disciplined, and then it becomes
Yeah, that lasts about 3 months.
yeah, then it becomes an issue like, oh, you train too much, or you're too like headstrong, you don't give in, or this and that. And like I used to have that argument with one of my exes, and when we broke up for the last time, she was arguing about that shit. I'm like, you know, these are things that you were attracted to me about, that you loved about me. I'm like, now what you used to love about me, you hate about me. I was like, but you're gonna miss it. And she'd always be like, well, you always have to be like an alpha male and this and that. And I was like, well, go date some dick tucker that's gonna roll over for you, and let me know how that goes. I was like, 'cause it ain't me.
Yeah.
And sure as shit, she
went-
did.
Yep.
And oddly enough, the kid's name was Dave.
That's weird.
That's weird.
dude.
Yeah. You know,
Yes,
you want to
super
know how
weird.
that worked out for her? Didn't. She tried to come right back.
Yeah, Lise never had an issue with me training, still doesn't. She just has a problem with me being a real guinea. That's it.
We all got problems with that. dude.
Yeah.
You get down
I
on
hold
it.
grudges and I just cut people
I'm
off.
a little greasy right now just from being this close to you.
Yeah, dude. That's the way it is. That's what she can't stand. I'm so stubborn. Like, if someone does me dirty, like, it could be 10 years ago, and I'll never forget that shit.
Yeah.
And then even, like, 10 years later, like, I still hate you.
But you know what I love about you, though?
That's the way it is, dude. I can't help myself.
You know what I do love about you, though? The guinea part of you that's a positive
What's that?
is that you got that same type of fire for your friends, though.
Oh, of
somebody,
course.
Somebody does one of your friends dirty, you
Yeah.
get just as fired up about
Mhm.
it. And
if not more.
yeah, and I appreciate that about you.
Of
And,
course.
we won't talk about it, but something went down recently where Nick got real fired up for me.
Yeah, of course. I would do it for anybody at this
I love
table.
it. I love it, dude. It brought. I was having a rough day, and Nick told me about it, and he was like, "Yo, I'm sorry. I didn't want to like add on your day." And I was like, "Not for nothing, bro. That actually just cheered me up."
Yeah. That's the thing, though, man. When I come across good people, you got to keep them around, man. You
Yeah.
can't just let them fucking get walked on or walk out.
Why you keep me around then?
You might
You're a
have been
good
more
person.
fired up.
I appreciate you, kid.
Nick might have been more offended by what happened than I would have been.
Yeah, well, it's,
Yeah.
I I mean, I think he just handled a little bit. He should have handled a little bit.
Guys,
different.
we're like talking in code right now. Everyone's gonna be like, "What the fuck? Just tell us what happened."
Nah.
But I can tell you, I was wronged
Down
last
the road
night
we will.
by someone I thought was my homie.
You wronged?
Yeah, sat down for a little game of
his-
chess. I didn't know my opponent was bringing Coach Luigi with him.
Oh.
So we're playing the game. We're a few moves in.
I know. Pat's lucky he didn't get Rick Schaefer.
I'm
Explain that. Explain that.
Yeah,
Because we all know what you mean, but explain it.
yeah, Luigi, you were there for that. You're like, yeah, that guy's like, yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
wish it was Rick.
Yeah,
I wish I had
yeah,
Rick's
Rick's
ability.
playing one of our friends, Courtney, in chess.
This is so fucking
Yeah,
funny.
and like we all play chess here and shit, and like we're not gonna help each other, but like we'll watch the games and shit. And this girl was just getting like intel from an outside source that's not in our circle, and this dude just like
And undesirable.
and this dude comes over and he's like actually like coaching Courtney against Rick, and it just got to a point where Rick's like, "Yo, enough! Like I'm playing Courtney, I'm not playing you two. This isn't 2v1
Yeah.
here. You know what I'm saying? Like so, back up, like." Tread lightly, and the kid didn't catch it. And then Rick's like, "I'm telling you, fucking stop, man." It was funny.
And then the kid puts his hands above his head and he goes, "All right, kidney shots. You give me one. Just one, though. Just one." And we were like, "You don't want to do that."
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a
he had
bad
no
move.
idea who Rick really was.
Bad move.
And everyone's like, yo, you don't want to do that. I was like, no, you do. I was like, definitely do it.
Yeah, so Terrence is trying to play Pat, and Luigi's there, puppet master.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said Pat.
Puppet
Pat was
master.
Pat was talking about. I think like how we were going around talking about like nicknames and stuff. Like we got Luigi, and Eric's like, I call Terrence T Dog, which he's never called me before. Last night,
I know.
he's like, I like to call Terrence T Dog. I'm like, this is the first night this man's ever called me T Dog, but I'll take it. I don't give a fuck. Nickname's a nickname.
Yeah,
Terry G, T-Dog.
yeah.
T-Car.
Terry G is the nickname.
T-Money.
Team Money.
No, I can't. We can't get down with T-Money.
I have a friend that calls me T Raw. That's like my rap name. But anyway,
T Raw.
so Patrick, I started calling him Puppet Pat because fucking
Puppet Pat. Puppet Pat.
because Luigi's just sitting there pulling the strings. It wasn't even like he was coaching him. It wasn't even like he was coaching him. It was
Yo.
like straight up, Pat, you move your hand. I'm like, Pat, as a man, like how are you gonna let another man fucking tell you exactly what you did, like what to do?
You got to realize Pat's really bad at chess. So he had no idea what he was doing. You basically, in those like first 4 moves, you had him done.
Yeah.
Like he had no idea what to do to get out of it. So I was just, helping him out a little bit.
Yeah, but you should just let Terrence butter the roll, dude. Instead, you took the knife away.
I actually
you took the tub of butter away,
well,
bro.
because I basically played like half the game for him.
You did,
And-
because when you walked away, Pat had no idea what. Pat was moving Terrence's pieces.
Yeah. Yo, he moved, at one point he moved one of my pieces, and then I was like, no. Like he also undid a move. Like we started off, it was like the third move or whatever. He's like, oh T, can I take that back? Can I take that back? And I was like, yeah, man, I'm not gonna be like, no, you're not allowed to take that back.
That's the rules, though, man. You take your hand off the
He's
piece.
so
that's it.
bad though. You gotta let him.
I don't think he's that bad.
He's pretty, dude. I let him take all my pieces except for like a fucking
except for the king, and I still won.
except for like a bishop and the queen or something like that, and I still and he'll have all his. And
Yeah,
I'll
but
still
for
beat shit out
but
of
for
him.
the listeners out there, though, like you are nasty at chess. You like to downplay.
You're
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
black belt in chess.
Yeah, he likes to downplay himself. Like,
I'm
say,
not-
I'm
I'm not-
right.
I'm
I'm
not
right. I'm not
No,
that good.
Luigi's
I'm not-
good.
I'm
I
not
remember
that
the
good.
first time he showed up and like
You're
wanted
a
to play.
fucking chessboard on your goddamn leg.
It's really more for jiu-jitsu, but I mean,
Yeah, but
it is
Luigi,
chess, too.
you're a sleeper, dude. Like, you ever seen that movie, The Bench Warmers?
Well, this is why I tell people I can't read, because then when they figure
Well,
this
'cause
shit
it's
out, they're like, "Oh
believable.
fuck!"
I believe that. That's what I said. I was like, yo, Luigi's nasty at chess. And everyone's like, what? I'm like, dude, he was really good. I'm like, this kid can't even read, and he smoked me in chess. Like, I didn't know that you were that good. I'm like, especially in the beginning when we all first started, at that point in time, I had like the most exposure to chess as far as I knew to everybody here. And I was kind of like helping people a little bit. Not that I was good, but I just knew I'd played a little bit more. So I was like, oh, I'm like, okay. And I sat down like feeling confident, and Luigi piss mopped me. And I was like,
I have.
oh, wow.
So I used to play with my uncle all the time, and then his son, my godson Zachary, actually was on the chess team in high school. Like we coached him through the team and shit like that. And like I'll still play him once in a while. He got pretty good, but I have been playing since I was like a little kid.
Yeah, and it shows, dude, because you are nasty at chess.
Like I mean, I'll take. There's times where I might take like a year off and not play at all, but then it's still kind of I need like 1 or 2 games and it kind of comes back.
Yeah, 100%. It shows.
Honestly,
It's like riding a bike.
you were really, really good to the point where when I finally beat you, I was like, I was proud.
Yeah,
Like, I wanted to get up on the podium and take a photo.
but I think Luigi was stoned.
Luigi
that
was
day.
stoned to the bone, dude. Yeah, Dave
Right.
was so tight about
It
that. He's
still
like,
counts.
yeah,
I beat him sober though 2 days later.
Did you?
Fucking take that shit away from me.
I wasn't there for that. No,
I'll
you
take
won
that away
like
from me.
you won like 3 games. He was like, "Oh man, that's 3 today," and I was like, "What? Like, what's going on here?"
Yeah. Because then I beat Luigi the same day.
I beat him sober the next day, so fuck all you guys. That's like tapping somebody. They're like, I let you have it.
Dude, I'm telling you, you got. I'm not taking.
They
whatever.
are, not you.
I'm not taking it
I
away.
got a problem with Nick and Terrence over here trying to fucking throw asterisks on my victory.
Wait, Terrence? Didn't you write down all your
He's
games?
got a
and
fucking
you put
list.
an asterisk on the one where I was like, I was just out of my mind and like.
Yeah, he did. He's like, I beat Luigi today.
Yeah, you got the 2021 update still? Is that still a list?
We haven't been playing. I definitely didn't put that game last night. I mean, I'll give.
No,
Luigi
but do you
a
have
win.
the
I'm not
list
giving
from
Pat a
earlier
win
in the
for
year
that.
still?
Wait, who ended up winning that game though? Did Pat? Because I left in the middle of it.
Yeah, Pat won.
Oh, we went down to get cookies at that point. Well,
Yeah.
we didn't know we were going to get cookies. But
Awesome
Yo,
coach,
I
Luigi.
did. It says Luigi. I'm 1-3 against you with an asterisk, and in parentheses it says total domination because you were fucking me up, and then I wrote I won, but he was high as a motherfucker.
Oh my god. Yeah, I low key hating that I lost to Pat yesterday. We were playing, we started like rapping and being stupid, and then the next thing I know, like I'm making mistakes. And he's like, "Oh yeah, it was a good game. I played well." I'm like, "You didn't play at all, dude." I'm like, "I just fucked up."
There's nothing worse than a downward spiral in a chess game
Oh yeah.
where like you just can't get out of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Ugh, so frustrating.
Ronnie and I had a good game yesterday too. But that's it though. Like sometimes one move and like just in like jiu-jitsu, like one mistake could just
Could
kind of
fuck
like
everything up.
yeah, it could fuck up a lot of
Yeah.
things. So that's kind of like what happened with Pat. I wasn't really like playing hard. We were like fucking around, and then I made a couple mistakes after that.
that's why I like playing with people, like guys like Pat that don't really know what they're doing, and I could just, same thing as jiu-jitsu. Like I'll put myself in a bad position and see if I could kind of work out of it.
Yeah.
Like it kind of opens everything up, and like you kind of see things different every time you do something like that.
Yeah, and playing with people like Pat too, like not to like shit talk Pat, but like he doesn't really have a game, so
doesn't play,
he does
like-
things unorthodox.
It
Yeah.
throws
He
you
does-
off when you go. It's just like in a fight, like jiu-jitsu or stand-up. You go get somebody that's less technical, they throw you off a little bit in the beginning.
Yeah, because they just do something that's really
Yeah.
not in the norm, and like he
Yeah.
does it a lot. Like
Yeah.
his first moves are weird, and like
Like we had one game where, I mean, I know everyone can't see it, but like he kept his bishop like right here, and I'm like, nobody really does that, and it's fucking up everything I want to do. I'm like,
and he doesn't know.
and he had no idea.
Right, he didn't know
had
how
no idea
powerful that
how-
move was.
Yeah, and I'm like, and then like every time I try to go like near it, I'm like kind of giving something else up, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck, like.
Yeah.
Fuck this kid.
Yeah. Like I got to take that bishop out so I can progress my game, and he has no idea how powerful that
When
move
he-
is. He just moved it there and then
and
like forgot about it.
Yeah, and the fucked up part, like, so he'll play a game like that, and I'll get pissed off, and then I'll be like, the next game I'll beat him with that like 3-4 move checkmate, but I'll always kind of set it up a different way,
Yeah.
and he never sees it coming.
No, I've hit him with that move too.
Like I set it up where it's like a 5 or 6 instead of, but it's the same.
Yeah, you're
Principle
still,
of
yeah,
it?
and you're still attacking that same pawn.
You're
that
still
same
attacking the same
F7.
thing.
Yeah.
But I'll set that up on him, and he never sees it come. Like sometimes I could do twice in a row. Like if he does a bunch of stupid things, I'll be like, "Fuck this! I'm gonna beat him like 3 times in a row."
Yeah,
real
like
quick.
he'll
He
move
never
his
sees it.
he'll move his pawn out in front of his king 2 spots, and then his next move is his knight, and his knight's blocking that 4 move
Well,
checkmate.
a lot of people do that. Though.
Yeah, but he has no idea what he's doing. He's just moving that knight out. He doesn't.
I know.
He doesn't know that
he's blocking.
Yeah, he doesn't
Yeah,
know
he had
that you
no idea
yeah,
that it's-
that because you want to hit that F7 pawn. He doesn't know that he's blocking you now. He just moves his knight out. That's what I'm saying. He does shit. He doesn't even know that he's doing it.
The best thing that I ever saw was Luigi playing chess against some girl that Macus brought here. And I was sitting here watching, and I'm like looking at Luigi, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what is wrong with Luigi? He's like playing like real goofy. And like I side text him, I'm like, yo, what are you doing? He's like, I'm trying. He's like, I'm trying real hard to let her win. He's like, but she sucks so bad, it's impossible.
Yo, I was like,
he was like getting frustrated because he was legitimately trying to like let her win. And he's like, this is not even possible. I can't even let her win. It's so bad. I'm like, yo, just crush her. And he's like, okay. And all of a sudden he turns around, just crushes her. And she was like, what just happened? Like, I thought I was doing well. And he's like, yeah, you were, but then you weren't. And that was his explanation. She was like, well, what went wrong? He's like, I can't help you.
That is awesome.
I was like putting moves. I was putting pieces like where like she could just take them, and I had no way to like get what she took me with, and she just didn't go. She didn't do it.
Yo,
like
she was
she'd have
trying
a
to be
pawn.
super like analytical about it. She's like, well, if I do this or that, and he's like, yeah, totally.
Yeah, like she would move her pawn up. I'd put dude, I put my queen next like diagonal from her pawn so she could take it. I had nothing else to take. Like even that, like it's a fucking pawn. Nothing. She's like, oh, you're setting something up, and she like moved the pawn in front, like next to the queen. I'm like, okay. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, it's one of those games where you got it, you don't.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Yo, what do you guys think about Craig Jones? Fucking
47 seconds.
dude, how bananas is that, dude?
Yeah.
Guy's a monster.
Did you guys watch all the fights?
No,
No?
I just watched Craig Jones like after. I
Really?
didn't watch the event. I just watched it on Instagram.
There were so many good fights.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we had nobody up here with a laptop, so
I told you to tell them.
I don't think anybody had a laptop anyway.
Yo, speaking of Craig
Where the hell were
Jones,
you? Where was B. Remy? I feel like I haven't seen this dude.
do you guys happen to listen to John Danaher and Volkanovski's Rogan episodes?
No.
Like the two most recent ones. I just started listening to Danaher's. Really, really interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bro, he talks so slow though. I was showing Nick yesterday. There was like on BJJ Fanatics on Instagram. It was they'll put like in bold like what they're going over, and it was like the fastest or best way to pass half guard. And then I started I was here, my speaker's broken on my phone. I thought it was gonna be something quick. I click it like to open up like the IG TV, and it's like a 12-minute video. I was like, fuck, I didn't know passing half guard was like like a 47-step process.
yeah, but with that man though, he probably breaks the technique down like 472 times.
Yeah.
Like
He
there's
used
probably
to
so
be a
many
philosophy
steps.
teacher.
Yeah,
At Columbia, I think.
It's hard to listen to like his instruction, but it is where like you get that like one little thing that he breaks down will change a lot for you.
Yeah, I see the small details. A video on like the perfect rear naked choke, something that you think's like as simple, like just throw it on somebody. Like that was like probably like a 7-minute video, and there were so many details, and I was like, wow, like this guy's fucking
Yeah.
something as simple as that.
yeah.
I do exactly that, and so that whole back tape fucking thing that he does, I probably 4 or 5 years ago, Eddie Cummings came to the school that I was at. I show him my back take series. Fucking not 6 months later, Gordon Ryan's got a fucking DVD out of the same exact thing I just showed fucking Eddie Cummings, and he goes, "Oh, I've never seen that before." So, fuck all of them.
Damn, dude.
Yo, Gordon Ryan's backtake series is 13 hours long.
Yeah, but there's one in there.
I'm just saying, like.
There's one in there that like the way I trap the arms and all that. Eddie Cummings like, "Oh, dude, I've never seen it before. That's awesome." And we drilled it for like forever, because I don't know, whatever. He's just that guy's out of his mind.
13 hours.
We didn't drill for 13 hours. Then he goes back to Henzo's, and
Yep,
now
shows
Gordon
everybody.
Ryan's making millions off of
Well,
my idea.
Don't show anyone Jiffy Jits.
No, that's already on Instagram. That's already
Yeah,
copyrighted
Gordon
shit.
Ryan's gonna
That's
have,
already copyrighted.
could have 17 hours of oil checks.
Yes, yeah. Yo, if Gordon Ryan comes out using the oil check, I'm gonna flip the table.
Yo, he took like a leave of absence, not because of his stomach, just because he's working on his oil check fucking
Yeah.
regimen.
Yo, so
He's telling everyone his stomach is really his finger.
Yeah.
Danaher on the Rogan podcast was talking about something that I thought was pretty interesting. We've talked about it before, about like training methods and having plans and things like that. And he was talking about his philosophy as a coach, saying that if he has two really, really good students in his room, but one student's doing one thing that works well for him and another that works really well for him, but they're both really successful, but they're completely opposite things, and the rest of his students are kind of just not doing similar things, he's like, it's not a benefit of my coaching. He's like, it's not my system that makes them good. They're just remarkable individuals who are going to get good. He's like, and these are types of people that would be good anywhere. He's like, but what's more remarkable is if I can take everybody in the room and have them following the whole system and all start to have success with it. And he's like, that's what you've seen happen with the squad or whatever. They all are very good at the system. They all do the same things.
Yeah.
And he said his proudest moment as a coach was that he had a 43-year-old lawyer who trains only 3 days a week because he's so busy, went to a local tournament and tapped a world champion black belt in 33 seconds.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh.
This is a part-timer.
Wow.
And I think it was the guy he submitted was Tex Johnson, who's like
Yeah,
really good.
real deal.
real deal. Like, I think he's won some of the ADCC qualifiers, and he got tapped at a local tournament by a guy who trains 3 days a week, who's not like fully invested in the sport, not a professional. And Danaher was like, that's when I knew that I was a good coach and that my system works, because you had a guy who doesn't have nearly the amount of time on the mats as somebody like, you know, Gordon or Nicky Ryan or Nicky Rod, like these guys who live it. But his system is so efficient and works so well that somebody who only trains part-time, even, I don't even know if you could say 3 days a week is part-time. That's like hobbyist,
Yeah.
you know? And he tapped a world champion in 33 seconds.
That's crazy.
Yo, Terrence,
That's
you,
like-
you just keep putting the work in with those 2-3 days a week. You could tap a world champion soon.
Yo, 2-3 days a week, my man.
Well, it just,
You're wilding for that.
that shit blew my mind, because I've got a lot of time on the mats, but it made me think about how much quality time I have on the mats.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
you know, and I think back to years ago, Nick, when we all were training, we didn't have a lot of direction. We just kind of showed up and trained. You
Yep.
know what I mean? And not that it was all our fault, but we didn't know any better. There wasn't a lot of direction.
No,
So we were just training. Now then you take like that same amount of time with somebody who had just started under like serious direction with a system in place and legitimate goal setting, how much better those people got.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's why it is true. Like when they say you get your black belt and you like start jiu-jitsu, because like I feel like up until that point I was like just training not to like to get better, but I wasn't really learning. Like I didn't understand it as much as I do. And then like I've had it for like 3 years, and I understand it a lot better now because I see a lot of different. I see things very different.
Of
Like,
course.
It just the simplest moves and like the simplest. So like even like I was showing you the other day with like the side mount.
Yeah,
Like
tucking
how to
that
get
leg.
like how to get that pressure, like how to get more pressure when you're in side mount instead of just like kind of digging into the guy. Just that simple little put your hips down, widen your leg, like widen your knees, put your hips down. Like it's just little things like that, and you just kind of pick them up. And if you have someone like I got Derek who shows me like all this little shit that like, I mean his game is fucking out of control anyway, but like he shows me all these little things, and I'm finally now just starting to like pick up on it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, it's also nice going to a school where it's not that big. Like I always used to say to guys when Matt Serra's school like started popping off, they were like, "Oh, I train at Serra's. I train at Serra's," and it's like, yeah, it's great to train at a gym that has like a big name like that. But like when it's so big, and you have like 40 or 50 guys on the mat, like you're not really getting that
Yeah.
attention from
Unless
Serra.
you're one of those, unless you're one of his students that's been there forever. Or
Correct, or like a prodigy or somebody
Yeah,
he
like
sees.
you're not
Or like a
gonna-
competitor or something.
Yeah, like, going to a Derek, like, it's a great atmosphere, and you have, like, just the right amount of people where Derek probably can hit you, Luigi, hit the white belt over here, grab that guy who's a purple belt, right? Like, I mean,
yeah,
like,
he does kind of make it a point. Like every time he's there, there's probably at least 8 black belts there that are incredible.
yeah.
And he kind of makes it a point to have us all kind of roll with the white belt or blue belt and just show him a couple things, because like it's gonna make everybody better.
Of course.
You know,
Yeah, 100%.
like we all kind of stick to our one side, but then after we all kind of roll with each other, he's like, all right, go with that guy, you know, show him a couple things.
Yeah.
So like, you know, it does open them up to like learning a little bit more. And shit
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, and you want the guys at the gym, their skill level to be high as well. I mean, even if they're a blue belt, you want them to be the best blue belt, the
Oh,
best
yeah.
white belt they can be, because then you're going to get something out of it.
Yeah,
They're obviously
everyone's
gonna-
gonna
everyone's going to grow.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to grow.
It is nice having a smaller class because it's like you're getting like a semi-private every class.
Yeah, yeah, and
You
you're
know?
getting that attention. You're getting that correction that you need. You're
Right.
getting that critiquing that you need. Like, you go to a big gym that has a lot of people every night. Like, yeah, the
He
roles
might coach you once,
Right.
but like
or he might overlook you because
Right.
there's somebody else who's having a harder time than you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, you might be having a harder time, but this guy might be having an even harder time picking up the technique, and you might get overlooked because there's so much that he's trying to delegate and work through.
yeah, no,
You know?
100%.
But I definitely agree, though, with, like, what Dan Hurst said. And I felt like I feel like Gordon Ryan touched that too on his.
Yeah, he said that about Atos.
Yeah, how like they just kind of bring guys in there just naturally good, and there's
Right.
really no like sound system. But then when the Death Squad, it's like they're all learning the same system.
I
you
feel
know?
like that's
having
also
success
similar
with
for
it.
AOJ too.
Say that again.
AOJ is like that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Everyone's doing the
learns their
system.
system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I kind of feel like with Breathe too. Like Breathe, like with Danny, man, like we're learning a system
Yeah,
that he's
100%.
that he's great at, you know, and like I feel like that helps out a lot of people.
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know?
even like you roll with some of the white belts there, and you're like, fuck, like, you know, they're doing like,
Yeah, they do.
like high level things.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, I definitely think it's important for a school to have a system. It's great when you have a great black belt and a great instructor, but if he's just kind of bouncing around from technique to technique, you know, one, it's hard to follow if you're somebody new, right? Like you learn this move and then you learn this move. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, well, how do I connect these two?
Right.
How do I make both these work for me in a roll? You know, but then when there's a system in place, then it's like a little easier for the student to follow and go, oh, okay, that rolls into this and this
right.
rolls into that. Oh, awesome. And now they're building,
Yeah.
you know?
They
I
connect
began
things.
to really start to see the importance of that, honestly, as a teacher, but through kickboxing. Because I was a beginner again, you know, in kickboxing when I was learning my stand-up. And I benefited from being inside of a system, and I started to teach that, and I started to realize the benefits of that and understand what drilling does. And I remember when I had that revelation, I was like, why did it take me this long to connect these dots back to jiu-jitsu? Like that the same system and purpose that I do it with kickboxing, I should be doing with jiu-jitsu, you know? And I remember it blowing my mind and like being mad at myself for not like connecting those dots earlier.
Yeah.
And I see it too. I got to give props to Rick. Rick has a very good system for his kickboxing. And I remember before the new spot opened, we were discussing his curriculum and what he wants. And he's like, you know, I want to have everybody from my gym that, like, if they were to fight, everybody, like, whoever's opponent's like, oh, that guy's from No Limits. He's going to be good at this. He's going to know how
Right.
to, they all know how to switch. They all fight Orthodox and Southpaw. They're all good at this. They're all good at that. He's like, that's what I want, that system in place.
Mm-hmm.
And I see that when I go to his classes now, you get guys that are new. I see them now 2-3 months in, and I'm like, whoa, these guys, you watch these guys, and they're all doing those things, and
Yeah.
they're all doing them well.
Yeah.
And that revelation to me was crazy because I'm like, you can apply this to everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
And-
even in college wrestling. Like every Big Ten school has their own like system. You
Right.
know, they
They're
all kind
known
of have
for something.
right. And then you're going up against this school or that school. Like they're gonna do low singles. They're gonna do whatever.
Right.
But it still works.
Right, yeah. Because
they
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 yeah.
specialize in that.
Yep, that's true.
Like look at Jordan Burroughs. Like he's gonna hit a blast double, and he does it every single match.
Yeah.
You
Who's that dude that just gave him the fucking beats?
know.
Dake.
Yeah, Kyle Dake.
Oh, it was Kyle Dake.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't he he was like always wrestling under him or something, and then came up. Everyone was talking about them two going at it, and
Yeah.
he fucking put the beats on him.
I
Yeah,
think he
Whatever.
lost to him in
Burroughs
college,
had
right?
been beating him for the last several years, and Dake finally beat him now. You know,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought they were at two different weight classes, and everybody wanted to see this matchup. And
I think they were because he couldn't beat
yeah,
him.
Burroughs was beating. I could be wrong about this, but what I think it was is that Burroughs was beating Dake for several years, and for a small period of time, I think Dake went to another weight class because Dake competed in 3 or 4 different weight classes in college, I believe. He was
Yeah.
a world champion in like 4 different weight
4 weight
classes.
classes, yeah.
It's the same dude that Gordon Ryan just beat, right? Like, didn't they have like the
No,
rest?
that was Bo Nickel.
Oh, okay. I was thinking about somebody
But
different.
yeah, Dake finally beat him. He finally got like the W after being beat by Burroughs for so long. I think it was like 6-7 years that
Yeah.
Burroughs would always beat him. I think Burroughs beat him on the last
World
Olympic
trials.
trials. Burroughs beat him, and Dake didn't make the Olympic
I think he
team.
beat him at the Beat the Streets in New York City too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but now this last Olympic qualifier, Dake beat him.
Yeah. But I mean, it's kind of like passing on the torch.
Yeah. It's just the way it is.
Yeah. It's not. I mean,
Can't be a top dog forever.
yeah.
Just the
I
way
mean,
it is.
since fucking 2012, he's been killing it.
I know.
It's crazy.
Yeah, watching him wrestle at what was that, Beat the Streets or whatever?
Yeah.
That was great, man. He's a fucking beast.
Yeah.
Dude's a fucking beast.
It's amazing. Honestly.
Yeah, it those things. It made me sort of upset with my training in the past to some degree.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, had I've maybe had those systems or that realization in place earlier, what my progress could have been. And I'm not dwelling on it, but I'm like, fuck, you know, makes you wonder how much time, not wasted, because it's not a waste. I still got better, and I love it. I love to train.
Right.
It's always fun. But I think that's almost one of the negatives to jiu-jitsu, that it is so much fun.
Yeah.
Right,
know?
that you can kind of waste time by just
Yeah.
training.
You're like, oh, let's just roll because it's fun.
Right.
Yeah. Well, everyone loves rolling.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
don't get me wrong, you get better through rolling. But how much better could you have gotten?
Right.
Yeah. If there was
You
a
know?
system in place or something.
And it's made me really rethink my approach as a coach now, too. And I think I was telling you guys last week, I changed the way I'm teaching my class now because of that. I want to have a different system in place and really try to follow that kind of philosophy to some degree so that I can be a better coach as well. I don't want to repeat the mistakes I had training as a coach. I want to make sure that if I'm going to coach, I do it well and I really start to develop some type of system for my guys.
Yeah. It's actually funny, though, because, like, when I've been doing jits for a while, but when I started, like, teaching as a purple belt and then continuing as a brown and a black, like, I never realized it, but, like, me personally, I think Remy and I were talking about this the other day, like, as you get better in jits, like, you as an individual have a system. You have, I guess you can say, like, go-tos, right? Like, you're in this
For
position.
every move, yeah.
Right, or every
For every
position.
position, you have a move.
And like, while I was a teacher and instructing class, like, I almost broke down my classes that way, where it was, like, mini systems, you know, like, okay, like, so from butterfly guard, this is how we're going to sweep, this is how we're going to carry the grip, this is how we're going to end the sweep, and then from here we can build, and I can show you what, like, the next series or the next piece of the
Puzzle
system,
thing.
the system is, you know. And, like, I remember when I was teaching, and, like, that's how I would break down my class. I wouldn't just do, okay, today we're going to learn how to get out of half guard, then we're going to learn guillotine, and then we're going to learn a loop choke. I never taught like that. I always put shit together, almost like the way that I would roll. Like, so if I was in this position, how would I end this position? How would I
Right.
get out of half guard? What would be my move to get out? How would I reverse it? Get on top, get mount, whatever it was, and then how would I finish that position? And that's how I would break down, like,
the chain of events.
Right, my classes. And then, like, looking even at Eddie Bravo, like, the way that man drills, like, their
They
warm-ups.
have it all written out.
Yeah,
It's
and the way
crazy.
that they warm up, it's
Every
great.
school follows it.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, it's really impactful to have a system, even if it's like your individual system, because then, like, you have your go-tos. Then, like, when you're getting side controlled, you're not like, oh, let me see if this works. Like, no, you hit the first part of it, then it's failed, so then you have B, you have
Right.
C works, now you build off of C and you go to the next part of your sequence or your series.
Yep.
You know, and then A fails, but B works, and then you keep building, you
Right.
know? So being a teacher and instructor, like Danaher said, it's like, that's important, you know, because it's not just like, okay, we lift and we get the sub. No, because if that fails, there has to be another part of the system,
Right.
you know? So it's definitely important. Structure, I feel like, is definitely important. Because I've been to some instructors, man, I'm not going to say any names, but, like, their style of teaching was like, okay, I'm going to teach you this move, then this move, and this move. And they were like 3 different things.
Yeah, they're not cohesive. They don't go together.
They're not
Yeah.
chained. Like,
Or you
what-
show up
3
one
moves.
day, Monday you show up, you're doing half guard. Tuesday you're doing butterfly.
yeah,
Wednesday you're doing back attacks. Like,
Yep.
there's no, what is this? These are just random positions that.
correct. And it's hard for anybody new to put them together and say,
Yeah.
oh, shit, look, I could connect it with here and here. But then if you give them the system or a chain training or chained instruction, now it's easy for people to follow.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it's big to have concepts too, because I could show you a technique, but if you don't understand what, when, where, and why it's effective,
Yeah.
and what makes it effective, it's just a technique that you now know what it is and you can identify, but you don't know when to use it.
right.
Right. And then you realize too late. They're like, oh, I should be using that technique that
Right.
we just did.
Yeah.
So now I try to structure my classes around concepts and then dig into the details of the concept so that, like, okay, you understand this now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You get the concept, you understand why this applies, where it applies, and how, and now you can sharpen up the technique. But now you understand when, where, and why it applies.
Right. And that's big because that's a lot of things, too. People don't realize, like, oh, wow, I could hit this from here and I could hit this from here. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know? It took me a little while to realize that. I think I was like a blue belt where I was like, oh, shit, like, I can hit an armbar from mount, from side
Yeah.
control, from underneath, from a sweep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just hit it in this one particular position. Like, a lot of the moves, almost every move in jits is, like, completely, like, diverse.
Right.
You
use
know?
it multiple different ways.
Yeah. yeah.
I had the same realization. I remember getting shown the Darce when I was still a white belt, and we were drilling it for like an entire summer, and I don't think I ever used it. But years later, when I finally had an understanding of jiu-jitsu, at least a better understanding of jiu-jitsu, I started using it and seeing its application and understanding the concept of when, where, and why it works, and all of a sudden that became my go-to. And I'm like, man, why did this take me almost like a full year and a half later to start using this? And I realized probably for that first 2-3 years of jiu-jitsu, I would get shown all these techniques, but I didn't have them in my toolkit, you know? So now, all these years later, I finally, like, if I get shown something, I can have that in my toolkit now readily available, where in the past, I get shown something, I might not have that in my arsenal for another couple of years.
Yeah.
It actually happened to me yesterday at practice, where I hit like that lasso sweep.
Yep.
You know, where they pass your guard and then you sweep them over.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't actually come on top. Like, he was still like kind of pressuring into me, and I just inverted and went right to the triangle.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't even have to fucking come on top.
Yeah. So like
Damn.
that, but that's cool though, because you figured that out yourself.
Yeah.
You know, so that's you growing as a practitioner.
I had some help.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, I took a little mushrooms.
But that was still you though. That's what I'm saying. That was still you.
I was thinking in that 3D.
Yeah. You're looking at that third person view.
Yeah.
You match.
Yeah.
Yeah, that lasso guard I used to use a lot when people tried to like
With bigger guys.
Yeah, they would. I would say, because I sit up playing butterfly guard. I don't like tuck one leg under and post on a hand and like look for collar grip.
Mhm.
So I just pretty much stay square, both hooks out in front of me.
Yeah.
And guys would try to do the weave pass. They would come under. So
Yeah.
they would give me that lasso look, and I would fall to my side and I would go inverted. I would come up for a triangle or omoplata.
Yeah.
You know, it's like there's other variations you can do there too.
Yeah.
But that's dope though. Yeah, Jits is great, man. Jits is one of those sports where it's just constantly evolving.
Yeah. It was one of those things where I was like, I was happy that I figured it out, but I was like, fuck. I was like, why didn't I like think about this earlier? That like
Yeah.
I don't even have to, because so many times I would lose it because I was trying to just keep coming on top and like sitting, like, because Eddie showed me to like, you know, when you sweep them all the way over, then I basically take their, you know, the grip that I have and I like put in my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So I keep their arm tight and I sit on their chest.
Yeah.
And then I go right to the triangle, and then, I mean, you could finish on top or
Mhm.
roll to your back.
Yeah.
But
If he's a bigger guy, that sweep over is not going to be enough
Not- well,
momentum for you to get you back
yeah,
up.
that's what happened.
Yeah.
It was someone that was, you know, at least 40, 50 pounds heavier than me,
Yeah.
and I swept him. I kind of swept him over just so his like hip hit the mat,
Mm-hmm.
and then he like popped back up
And
and
give you enough room to go inverted.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Dope.
And I was like, fuck.
Yeah,
I was
it's
like
dope.
so happy that I figured that out, because like I do use that a lot, but sometimes it doesn't work like that. And then I was like, fuck, what do I do from now?
Mhm.
You know, but now I figured it out.
Yeah, so we had a lot of guys recently go to San Diego. We had Ronnie, we had
Mhm.
Pat, and you.
Yep.
Ronnie wasn't sold on San Diego. He came back early.
Yeah. No, he didn't go to San Diego.
I'm sorry, he didn't?
No, Sacramento.
Oh, Sacramento. All right, so he went to the West Coast. So we had
Yeah.
you, Ronnie, and Pat will go to the West Coast.
Yeah.
Ronnie wasn't sold. He came back a couple days
Because he went
early.
to fucking Russia, basically.
Russia?
Yeah.
What do you-
Maskville.
What is that? Oh, Maskville.
Yeah. You can't fucking do anything up there.
Yeah, I didn't really ask Pat. Pat was out there with his girl, so I'm sure he had a good time. But you had a good time
Yeah.
going out there.
Yeah. San Diego is nice because it's kind of like no fucks are given. Like, you know, everyone's like basically healthy there. There's gyms everywhere. You know, there's lots of jiu-jitsu gyms.
That's dope.
Tons, you know. There's like literally if you drive, you're guaranteed to see someone walking down the street in gi pants
And gi pants.
Yeah.
That's dope.
and flip flops. It's
Dude,
mad funny.
I always wanted to make a pair of shorts out of gi pants.
Let's do it.
I always wanted to. I don't know why. I mean, listen, I love the gi. I love the gi and shit, but I always wanted to like cut the gi pants into
Call 'em, like,
shorts
gorts.
and then have like at least just like sew the bottom so they weren't like stringy or whatever, and rock gi pants.
Call them gorts.
Gorts, dude.
Here,
Gi
you-
shorts.
You're gonna look like when they take those weird family pictures on the beach and like everybody's wearing all white and like barefoot. That or like that first gi you let me borrow, like the first time I ever what was it with D-Rock we did no gi, so it was at Rick's.
Yeah,
You
it
gave me
was
that
the
gi.
hypnotic gi.
Yeah, and it's still in my truck. It goes like halfway. It stops at my elbows and my knees.
That's like yesterday. I'm drilling with Ronnie and we were doing like 50-50 escapes.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, Danny's like grab the gi by the ankle or the
No,
knee.
you were grabbing his by like the middle of his shin.
No, so Ronnie was like doing something. He's like, bro, you're not even grabbing my gi. And I'm like, what fucking gi, bro? I'm like, it's up by your knee. I was like, that's why I'm not grabbing
You
it.
just got a handful of his leg hair and shit.
Yeah. I was like, if there was a gi there, I would grab it. But there's like, I was like, I'd have to literally grab like your fucking knee and your hip.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I remember when I first got my first gi, dude, and like I wore it around the house, and I'm like, yo, these are definitely comfortable, man. I could rock this shit like PJs
I
around
like
the
gi
crib.
pants.
Yeah. So I was always like, yo, I want to make sure. It's like I wear the fanny pack, so I don't really need pockets, but
Yeah.
that would be dope, bro. Like pair of gi pants for shorts, it'd be
Well,
mad comfy.
we'll have them made.
We should.
We should.
We should
We'll
fucks
get
with that.
We'll get a sample made.
We should, dude. That'd be pretty dope.
I'm down.
Yeah. Let's definitely look into that.
Yeah. That's pretty fucking sick.
Yeah.
Just for style or to like roll no gi with?
For style, kid.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say, because if you roll no gi with those pants, people are gonna be fucking grabbing them.
Well, you can't. You're not
But-
you're not allowed to grab the clothes with no gi.
But you could rock them in no gi also.
Yeah, you could
You
for
know?
sure. Like your regular shorts and your rash guard, like people can still grab that.
Yeah.
They
you're
you
just
just
not
can't.
allowed.
Yeah, you're not allowed to grab the clothes.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying for style, dude. Living that Jits lifestyle, kid.
Yeah.
You know, I know some people who turn pants into shorts. But, you know, I'm just saying it'd be dope. You know?
Yeah.
It has to be mad comfortable, you know?
Terrence dropping everything.
And then some of those gi pants are light.
I mean, look at the tank we got made. It was rash guard material.
Dude, I love that tank, bro.
Yeah,
I
I saw you
took-
were rocking it.
Took that on a bike ride, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man, this shit was
Comfortable?
not nice, bro. I can't wait to wear that to the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, the shit was comfortable.
Can't wait to fucking fish.
I know. I kind of felt like
Yesterday.
like yesterday. Dude, it was pouring yesterday.
I know.
I would have been fucked. I have no rain jacket.
I know. We took the boat out for a little spin after we got the water out.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Did you fix it? You fixed the problem?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Remy and I have been on this. I've been on this fishing kick. Remy's been living the lifestyle. So
Been that salty life.
for some time now. But I'm excited for the summer. We tried to go on Saturday, but we got fucking rained out.
Heavy rain. Yeah, we had to take the bigger boat out.
Why? Because the water was choppy and shit?
Well, we took the little whaler out, and then, yeah, it was, oh, yo, that's a WAT, whatever the fuck fit.
I didn't even look.
No, it was a truck that just passed. It's it's this fitness thing where they drive on, like, the beach, and they have, like, classes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yo, not to cut you off, talking about fitness, you know what I thought was killer? I went into Soul Bowl, get an acai bowl, and they have these flyers in there where I thought this was ingenious. They come to your house, they'll rent you out gym equipment, set it up in your house so that you don't have to go to the gym anymore, and you can work out in your house. And instead of paying a membership, you pay the rental fee of the equipment that they leave in your house. Isn't that a dope idea?
Yeah, but, like,
Here comes the negative.
Oh.
Go ahead.
that guy just almost bust his ass.
I mean, it's early. We're not open yet. Half an hour early. 11:30. Yo, you want him in? Okay. I mean, I thought that was a good idea.
No, I think it's a good idea, but,
especially in this time when everyone's crying about this COVID bullshit.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. But what do they have? Everything? Like anything?
anything and everything. They have pulley systems, the Smith machine. They
I
have
wonder how much it is. That's the thing. It's like,
Right.
because, like, if it's expensive, it's like, why not you just buy it?
yeah.
You know? Especially if you could buy shit used on, like, Facebook Market. It's like,
Mhm.
trust me, I got tons of shit off there
Yeah.
for, like, stupid cheap.
Yeah.
I bought, one time right here in Patchogue, I bought, like, I think it was 250 or 300 pounds of kettlebells for, like, $80.
Yeah, I don't think they're like renting you out like shit like that, like kettlebells, dumbbells and
Was it
stuff.
like
It's like machines.
Machines?
Yeah, so it's like a Smith machine with the cable system. You get the bench set, you get the squat rack.
kind of like something you have?
Yeah, and they set it up for you, which a lot of people are stupid. They're not mechanically
Yeah.
inclined, so it's like you hand them a wrench and
I'm
trying to
curious
use
to
it
see
on
how
a
much that
screw.
would cost.
Yeah,
Because it's like most things now you could just make payments for. So
Right.
it's like if you go to Rogue, you can like even like the e-bikes that you guys
Mhm.
got had a firm.
Yeah.
You know, like even Total Motion, like they're gonna use a firm. You know, so you could buy the Total Motion thing and use a firm to make payments.
right.
So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
But-
it's maybe for the person who's not looking at it long term, just wants to get
Yeah.
cranked for the summer, you know, and then they want the shit out of their house.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it's for the people who, I don't know what to get, and they have a brochure of what,
Yeah.
you know, maybe they
But, like
break.
if you could lease it, like, you know, month by month. So like, say you get a kettlebell this month, you know, steel mace next month.
Yeah.
You know.
I just thought it was ingenious, man, because a lot of people are still afraid to go to the regular gym. I personally have a gym at my house. I like going to my house better to work out.
Yeah.
Because I'm not.
Convenient.
It's convenient. I'm
And,
not
like,
waiting for the
You're
machine.
not walking around the gym fucking
No.
looking for a 45-pound. Like, that was the one thing I couldn't stand about going to the gym was
People not putting the weight back.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I went to LA a couple times and like literally I'm like, all right, a 45 is over here, like a dumbbell, and then on the fucking complete opposite side of the rack is another 45.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, they never put them back the way they are.
yeah.
You got to wait for someone to finish the machine. You know, the shit's dirty. You go to like lay down.
Shit's
on
always broken.
Yeah. So at least if you have that shit at your house, I mean, like you could really keep your heart rate up.
Yeah.
Like the time in
The whole
between.
time.
Yeah, the time in between
Cuts
sets.
the workout
Yeah.
down.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I mean, some people say though, working at your house, you don't have that same motivation and drive.
Definitely not.
You know, because like you're not
But
going
that's-
to a gym and getting in that
Depends on the
mindset.
person,
Yeah,
you know.
absolutely.
I think in the beginning, it's very important to be at a gym because if you're a person that's like maybe struggling with motivation and dedication, knowing you have to get up and go to it,
What about constipation?
that's
Ejaculation.
well.
It seems like I lost my complete train of thought.
Yeah, I know.
I was percolating hard before. I had to go. I had to go ejaculate out of my butt.
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, my apologies in advance.
Oh yeah, let it breathe.
Might want to let it air out for a minute.
Damn, Dave, that sucks. Poor girl. Now we're not allowed here on Sunday mornings
Yeah,
anymore.
that's it.
We got to come in regular time. But yeah, I see what Remy's saying with like if you're able to finance stuff, it's like you might be able to. I see stuff. Sometimes I'll see stuff that's expensive and it'll be like, or something that's like inexpensive. Like I'll see something that's like $50 and there's like an option to pay like $12.95 like a month for like 4 months. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like if I can't get the sweat, like why am I financing like a $50 sweatshirt? Like I probably should spend my money on other things like food or something. But yeah, I see what Remy's saying like with that. But he said he got stuff dumb cheap. I would imagine he picked that up before COVID because weights were like astronomical. People were like going to Walmart and selling them. I think like I didn't realize how expensive weights were.
Yeah.
Like just like free weights. Like I think it's usually like $1 a pound, but it was going anywhere from like 3 to two is like the industry standard.
No, like it depends. It really depends, honestly. Like if you're looking at brand new, I think it's like $2 a pound. If it's like used, it's around $1 a pound is like pretty good. But now the prices are all fucked up. So
Yeah,
at
'cause
least
of
that's what it
COVID.
was.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I guess like looking at it, I definitely see the benefits of it, and then I also see like the negatives of it. But
Yeah.
still, I thought it was a good idea.
No,
you know?
I mean it's definitely a good idea for some people. You know, it's just like leasing a car. Some people lease a car, some people don't.
Yeah, and I thought it was dope too. Like, I mean, I said this from the jump that like this COVID shit, like, yeah, it's fucked up, it's stupid. Like, I got my own opinion on it. We won't get into that, but like, I like seeing everybody hustle.
Yeah.
I love seeing all the innovative bullshit that people are coming up with.
Yeah.
You know, all these food trucks and like drink trucks and shit that are going around. People doing this shit with the equipment.
Actually,
you know
what
what
would
I'm
be a
saying?
good idea if they did like say like a summer cut package. Like here's like 2 kettlebells, a steel mace, whatever. Like here's like these 4 things, and here's a program to follow. You know,
Yeah, I mean, maybe they
you
have
do
programs.
this,
who
and
knows?
then starting Memorial Day, you give us back that equipment, and you have your summer like whatever. Like
Yeah,
your
maintenance equipment,
Maintenance.
yeah.
Exactly. Like here's a jump rope. Here's this, and then all right, you give that back in like say 4 months, and like all right, here's now like your off season. Like this is more strength training.
Yeah, bulking or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, it's a good idea. It's not bad. It's just cool seeing everybody like being innovative through these times.
Definitely.
You know, trying to hustle and make money and
Do different things.
yeah, it's cool. It's definitely cool.
Yeah. Definitely.
What do they say? Necessity is the mother of innovation. Or
Yep.
you got to figure it out.
We got a question of the day.
Nah, nothing.
No.
Mm-mm.
Did you have any? You want to bring up the new topics?
Oh, topic. Oh, I just had a story. I want to know
Yeah.
like how you guys like feel about this because I was literally just thinking about this. I've been shot. I've been working in the Bronx and getting up at like 4:30 every day. And
Yeah,
I,
that's why I'm like, what? You got shot at the Bronx?
Shot in the Bronx.
I know it did sound like that.
How did
first.
we open up with
and
this?
then and then my car was like leaking oil, so I'm thinking I'm like this fucking sucks. Like I'm
know a
always
good
tired.
oil check guy.
Yeah, we do. No,
care of
that got addressed. But I was just thinking, like, I had the problems with my car. I had to swap the engine. I'm like, if it's doing it again, I'm thinking, and I'm like, maybe I'll just get a fucking Tesla. I'm like, they're self-driving. I could just sleep on the way to work and catch up
Yeah.
on the sleep. And then I heard a story in Canada. Someone narked on they saw a Tesla on the road, and they said both the front seats were completely reclined and they couldn't see a driver, and it was going 87 miles per hour. So the cops like went after, like, see what the fuck was going on. And the Tesla actually accelerated, and they clocked it on the radar at like 96 or like 97 miles per hour while these two people are passed out in the car. And I was like, I was just thinking about doing this, but like, what's the point of owning a self-driving car if you can't even fucking use it?
Yeah, well, I know that some self-driving cars, there's sensors on the steering wheel where after a certain like amount of time,
It tells you to put your hands.
you have to
on.
put your hands on.
I would
so
just
that you're
glue my
awake.
hands to the steering wheel and lay
Yeah,
back
yeah, I
like
would
this.
just sleep with my hands resting on the steering wheel.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I know. Listen, I love Teslas, man. I wish I could afford one. I think that they would pay themselves back by just the fact that you're not buying gas. I
Yeah.
mean, the amount of money we spend on gas. Like, if you don't have to spend money on gas anymore, like,
Especially in Biden's America, dude.
yeah, well, God bless Biden.
Yeah, and now there's a lot of charging stations,
Yeah.
like in Riverhead by the Dicks out
Yep.
there.
Islandia.
We pulled in, and there was like literally like fucking 10 like charging
Yeah,
stations.
and some of those are supercharging stations.
Yeah.
It's like 30 minutes, you're done.
I wonder if they have outlets like we can plug our e-bikes in.
I'm sure.
Yo, Tesla should make an e-bike.
That'd be dope.
Elon, if you're listening,
Yeah.
fucking
Hook the boys up.
yeah,
Yeah.
sponsor us.
But those Teslas are dope though. Like, we were talking that night when we were smoking the stogies out here. Tesla was actually talking about any owner of the car getting to rent their car out
Rent their car out
for Uber driving.
yeah.
So your car would literally drive itself off your property, go pick people up for the day, and come back home.
Shit had me cracking up. Nick was talking about that. He's like, yeah, you start your car, but drives out. And you're
Have a
like,
good
see you
day."
later. Have a good day.
Making a cup of coffee in the morning, like, have a good day at work.
Bring back that cheddar.
Yeah, but like, that's cool, man. That's like a really cool
Yeah.
idea.
But like, does Tesla have a pickup truck?
Yeah.
Did they actually make that?
It's ugly as shit.
They have
though.
a prototype for
ugly.
the Cybertruck. A lot of people did pre-orders. It hasn't. I don't believe it's hit. I haven't seen any on the road, but I know a kid who he pre-ordered one. It was hilarious. They were Elon was doing it. I don't maybe
Probably has to,
60.
yeah, it has to be probably
I
over
think-
like 40 or 50
I think
thou.
but like pickup trucks are expensive, so I think they're right in there. Like, it's like a comparable price. But Elon was doing a demo, and he had like a fucking like 12-pound sledgehammer or whatever, and he was showing like how like unbreakable the glass was. He taps it, and the glass just exploded.
That's awesome.
So
it was
fucking
really bad for
so
them.
fucking funny.
Wait,
yeah.
how much are Teslas? Are they super
No,
expensive?
they have a more affordable one. I think it's in like in the $40,000
yeah,
range.
yeah, like base models like 40 grand, and they could get all the way up to like, I think like 110.
If you got, but they have like that self parking, like parallel parking and all that shit, which is dope. And I think that like if
And the
you-
car will come to you as well. Like,
I-
so like if you were parked somewhere and it was a rainy night,
That's
you
that's
hit something on
amazing.
your key fob and the shit pulls right up to you.
That's like scary though. Wait until it hits a pedestrian. Like, let's, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel.
yeah.
I gotta say though, I've driven a Tesla before, and I've driven a couple, and they're fucking nice.
Yeah.
Super nice to
Yeah.
drive. The screen, it's like fucking that hologram thing that like pops up.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick, honestly. And then
Yeah. Like, some actually have like an iPad that like sits on like the dash, and
Yeah.
then some have it built into the
it.
dash.
Yeah, that's the one that I drove. It
Yeah,
was like
me
built
too.
in.
Yeah.
And then it was fucking quick.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, the parking lot happened to be full, so but
Shouldn't-
no, it was quick. And the only thing I don't like, I mean, not that I don't like, I guess I just have to get used to, is like as soon as you take your foot off the gas,
It
it starts to, it starts to slow down.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like you don't have to hit the brake. Like obviously you do, but it's like starts to slow down instantly.
Yeah, it's like
it's like a
engine,
golf cart.
it's like engine braking on these big trucks. You
Yeah.
know, if you
Yeah,
drive like
yeah,
a big dump
exactly.
truck or something, the engine braking, you keep it on and like you let your foot off. If you time it right, you could pretty much come to a dead stop.
Without, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you have to be, you know, a decent
Right,
amount away
right.
from a red light or something. But like, yeah, you could stay off the brakes and shit. You know,
Yeah.
but. Yeah, it was funny. Lisa, she's a certified Tesla like auto adjuster. So she, you know, like you bang up your car or whatever, like you take it to her at her shop. She goes through the damage. She totals it all up, and she'll tell you how much like the damage is. Like, is your car a total? It's 4,000, 10,000. So they got a Tesla, and this lady was driving her car, and she hit a kid.
Oh,
And I'm like, how the fuck does the Tesla hit a kid? There's sensors everywhere. It didn't stop. She's like, well, the lady really didn't hit the kid. The kid rode his bike right into the side of the car, dude. I'm like, all right, that makes sense. Because, like, the thing is loaded with sensors.
yeah.
You know, there's a sensor, like, on every, like, square inch of the car.
kid rode his bike.
He
into the
he was
side.
riding a wheelie. She came up to a stop
Oh.
sign and he fucking just creamed the side of the lady's car like in a wheelie,
Oh.
like dented the whole door with the crank. Fucking
Yeah, probably
just-
spokes went right.
yeah, dude. I was like,
The spikes.
yeah, I was laughing my ass off.
That's funny.
I'm like, how does she? The car has sensors. There's no way that the lady can hit a fucking car or a kid. You know.
Should we give Sean a call and see if he's got a question of the day for us?
I text him, man. He's at his son's game right now. Yeah.
We'll leave him alone.
So I text him. He might be giving us something.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Oh, Mel coming through.
There we go.
If you could get away with any crime, and the catch is you have to snitch on somebody that's at the table right now, and I want to know why it's that person.
Ooh. So we
You
get
have to snitch. It's not. You can't play the card like, oh, I'm not a snitch. You have to snitch.
okay. So we could commit any crime.
You could commit any crime and get away with it as long as you give somebody up at this table.
Oh, you got to give them up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh.
damn.
All right, I got this.
That's tough.
I'm giving up Luigi because he would do great in prison.
That's exactly what I was going to say, you fuck! That's exactly what I was going to say. God damn it. I was going to say because Luigi would thrive in prison. 100%.
Oh my god.
He would have his own little cult in prison.
1000%.
Oh my god.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who thought that.
Oh my god, dude.
I would do whatever I want and just narc out Luigi.
I'm fucking tearing over here. Oh my god.
You ever see the movie Blood In, Blood Out?
No.
Oh,
That is hilarious.
Luigi's Big
dude.
Al from fucking Blood In, Blood Out.
He's tearing. Luigi is crying right now for everyone listening. That is fucking awesome. Yo, I mean, I'll be honest with you though. Like, even if Luigi could hold it down in jail, I wouldn't want to put the boy in jail, man. I couldn't.
Yeah, but if I, all right, so we
He got kids that
we
love
rob
him.
a bank and shit, and I'm like, yo, Luigi, I'm gonna dime you out, but when you get out, I got
Take care-
30 mil for you.
That was like Wolf of Wall Street. That dude like took the dive and he didn't like rat on anybody. And then when he got out, they were like partying, and then he died.
That
of a
was
heart
like
attack
that
or
was like
something.
every old school Guinea mob movie.
Yeah. But how dope was that? Like what was that? Godfather when they were in prison, but they had like Italian dinners like with like tablecloths like set up like it was
Goodfellas.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Goodfellas.
So dude, that movie's so good.
No, it was Godfather too, actually.
I remember Goodfellas is what I was thinking
Godfather,
of,
I think
though.
the second one when they went cause,
In Italy and shit. That was the second one was when they were like going back like when the father was younger.
yeah.
I would never want to spend time in jail or see any of my boys in jail, man. And I don't know how those old guineas did that either.
Well, I just took the fault for somebody.
I knew a kid who I went to school with, and his dad. I mean, I don't think he was like mob related, but he definitely had some affiliates, and they lived in a shitty ass house in a shitty part of Center Reach. And Pops went to jail, came out, and the house that they moved into was fucking gorgeous.
Yeah, that have
Really?
I know somebody they went to jail for like 3-4 years, they got out and then they were set.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
that's pretty wild. I mean, good that they take care of you because that's a big portion of your life. You don't know how long you're gonna live, man. 4 years in prison, just staring at the wall, like it's
Well,
crazy.
yeah, and he had 2 kids, like
Yeah.
Yeah, but you wouldn't do that?
No.
Go away 4 years and you
Nope.
knew you were going to make like
Nope.
15 mil?
Nope.
I don't know. I might do that.
Yeah, because then think about it like this. You go away for 4 years, you come out, you make 15 mil, walking into 7-Eleven, coming out with a cup of coffee, someone fucking creams you and kills you.
I mean, yeah.
You just spent 4 years of your life with a bunch of fucking animals that you don't belong with just to bank some cash. Like, come on. I'd rather live simple in the rest of my life than chance giving up 4 years for some bread.
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, I'd rather not.
Yeah.
I'd rather not miss out on my kids. for that.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, you got
you're a
kids.
Yeah, and he's a good father. He does a lot of shit with his
Yeah.
kids. So it's like you can't give up that time. Like I've always said that, man. Time is
I'll take
Super.
care of Harper.
yeah, but you ain't dad, bro. You's Uncle D-Rock, kid. All right, I got
I'm
one
like
for
the
you. I
best
got one.
uncle
I
in the
got one for
game.
you boys. I got one for you boys.
Let's hear it.
All right, so the purge is a real thing. It's a legal thing.
Wait, what?
The purge. It's a legal thing.
It's like you have 24 hours and you can't get in trouble for any crime.
You have
So
24 hours to live.
you can-
What would you do? Who would you screw?
Who would you want to notify?
but you're allowed to commit any crime without like any legal repercussions for it. So you can murder somebody and like you can't get in trouble for it.
Yeah.
I mean, they made like 7 movies about this already.
Yeah.
No, I've heard The Purge, but
All right, so
It's
the
a real fucking thing.
no, this is hypothetical. It's a
Oh,
real
oh.
thing. It's illegal.
What the fuck?
This is another question of the day, Remy.
Yeah. So it's a real thing. It's a legal thing. The shit is going down. Describe your night. Are you purging or are you playing defense and locking up?
Best defense is a good offense.
Yeah. I'm purging.
I'd have a list of people that I thought maybe were plotting on me on that date on the calendar. Like, I'm getting this motherfucker next time.
I got a list of people that aren't plotting on me, and I'm still getting them motherfuckers.
Yeah, well, it goes hand in hand. That's what I'm saying. Like, build the list, build the plan,
Yeah.
execute.
I got Lise, so I'm purging, and she's playing defense. That's it.
At the home?
Yeah.
You bring cash with you?
Yeah, Cash is coming out on the streets for me, man.
Yeah.
That motherfucker's been waiting to chop somebody up. He's waiting to chop somebody up. Yeah.
It's go time.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm probably running out. I'm probably taking out a few motherfuckers that I really dislike. Yeah. Yep. And then probably hitting like dicks for some of the sporting goods that I've always wanted and shit.
I'm going to my one buddy's house who's got a shitload of guns, bringing the kids there, making sure they're safe, going out, take out a few people, and go get more guns and then go back. Maybe
Yeah.
rob a bank or two, get some money, and then go back to the house and just defend it.
See, I was thinking the bank thing, but I think everybody else is gonna be at the bank.
Yeah.
Or a supermarket, whatever. Just somewhere where you're going to I'm just going to try to get.
Supermarket.
Yeah, well, you can't go wrong with cold cuts, bro. I mean,
No, you know how much cash they got in supermarkets?
do they really?
Yeah, supermarket's insane. Like during Christmas, like Thanksgiving, the holiday season,
Yeah.
the amount of cash and like money they have in there is absurd.
Really?
Insane. Like
I'm
that's
going
they
to a
get
store
hit
like
up.
that, taking cash, going to a gun store, taking guns and ammo, going back to this
Dude,
guy's
that's
house and
probably the
defending
worst place
after.
to go.
No.
You think that gun guy's not going to be there with a fucking gun?
Mm.
Yeah, I'm not going there first, though.
I'm going to get myself in with a bunch of people that are expendable, that have a plan,
I got one.
that are looking to capitalize on certain things. Let them execute and do all the work.
And
Kill
then
all
kill
of them. Take the shit and roll.
Damn.
Yeah.
You're getting in, you're using them, and then you're bruising them.
That's it.
Yep.
Shit.
All right, my plan would be, first off, I'm going to come here, start Island Cava, fucking load up some growlers,
Gotta get the essentials.
Yes.
put them in the truck, right? And then, honestly,
You got anybody you want to whack?
no, not really.
Dude, you're a nice guy.
Not really.
You're a nice guy. You ever-
Honestly, I'd go fishing and just keep all the fish.
oh my God.
How's
bro.
that different from any other day? What the fuck?
No,
Everybody's going crazy. The world's burned down, and Remy's the only motherfucker on the beach casting his fucking rod.
Leave me alone. I'm trying to fish.
Yeah.
that's it. It depends. I mean, if it was hunting season, I don't know. Shoot.
It is
shoot some
hunting
deer.
season. What do you mean?
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
purged,
Duh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe I'll shoot some deer out,
Yeah.
with a crossbow. Like
deer.
go as illegal as I can.
The world's going crazy, bro. People are out on the streets killing each other, and you're in the motherfucking sticks, just like any other
Because
day.
no one's out in the fucking
Exactly.
beach fishing.
That's true.
Oh,
Exactly.
more fish for me.
That's true. That's true.
And no one's gonna be coming looking, coming trying to kill me.
Yo, I can't believe that more people don't fucking rob supermarkets if there's that much cash. I feel like you're almost stupid for going to a bank these days. Like, just hit the
Yeah.
supermarket up.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me, man.
The bank doesn't have that much cash that they could dole out. Like
I
if
know,
you're
you
making
said
a
that.
big withdrawal, like I think like over $20,000. First of all, like if you rob a bank, like the legal repercussions are absurd. Like it's not even worth. Like for 10 grand, it's not worth like being in prison for the rest of your life.
If you're gonna rob
Armed
a
robbery
bank,
is a big deal.
the move is to go to a bank that has high-profile safe deposit boxes, not
Yeah.
the cash. That's what you want.
Now that I think about it, there are some people I used to work with that I'd probably not that I would kill them. I would just fuck with them a lot.
You don't need to wait for the purge for that.
Yeah. Well, shoot them limb by limb. Kind of need to wait for the purge.
Is this your friends from the Brookhaven town job? That was the best shit ever when Remy fucking quit that job.
Yeah. Fuck those people.
I actually have a good question. It's not a fucked up one, but it's a question for everybody. Something I was thinking about the other day.
You gonna wait for Nick?
Yeah, I'll wait for Nick to get back.
Nah, fuck Nick. I got his mic. Let's go.
Nah, I'll wait for him to get back. Well, I'll tell you guys and I'll repeat it. So I was thinking the other day about what?
No, it's just hilarious.
Like, yeah,
just go.
fuck him. I'll just tell you guys.
Yeah.
how to
I'll
do
just
it.
repeat it when he gets back. Fuck you guys, then I'll wait.
No,
Go
no.
ahead,
Say it.
carry-
Go.
carry
Well, we're
the
just gonna
dead
sit
air.
like silence on air. No,
Yeah.
that's why I wanted to hear it because you already
Yeah.
got some good.
I was thinking about this the other day. I don't know what my life would be like had I not found jiu-jitsu and stuff like that. I don't know what kind of path I'd be on. So
You'd be fat, long hair, Dave. Still.
Probably. So if you guys weren't like, all right, Remy, if you weren't doing jiu-jitsu and you weren't doing personal training, what would you be doing? Luigi, if you weren't in the union plumbing doing jiu-jitsu, what would you be doing?
I'd be on my couch playing
Don't answer
PlayStation.
yet, motherfucker. We're waiting.
Why don't we just start?
Here, yeah,
Because
here,
I don't want to have Nick walk in completely blindsided.
yeah, here he comes right here.
Yo, Nick, hustle over here. I got a question. This isn't a fucked up question of the day, but it's a question.
All right.
So I was thinking to myself the other day, I don't know what my life would be like, what I'd be doing, who I would be if I hadn't found jiu-jitsu, and what my life would look like.
Yeah.
So if you didn't find jiu-jitsu and you weren't working at the National Grid, what do you think your life would be like? What do you think you'd be doing? And so I apply that to all you guys. What do you guys think you would be doing if you hadn't made certain like crucial decisions that put your life in a certain direction? Like jiu-jitsu for us obviously was a very big one.
Yeah.
Pointed our life in a direction. So if I hadn't found that, what do I think I would be doing?
I don't know. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like my upbringing was like really like up and down and shit. And a lot of people have always said like they're super surprised that I turned out the way that I turned out. Like mother passing away super young, dad never in the picture, moving in with like a family member that really was just taking me in for child support, from my father. I really think that like if I didn't come across jiu-jitsu, I probably wouldn't have met all the wonderful people that I met that would have helped me realize like how to live life, like do the right things, head on the shoulder and shit like that. I mean, I'd probably be working some shitty ass job, like really just trying so hard to make ends meet. That's what I feel like. I feel like jiu-jitsu really introduced me to good people. Like, yeah, you get like your shit bags in the gym and like retards and stuff like. Damn.
Accurate.
But yeah, I think jiu-jitsu helped me like surround myself and understand surrounding yourself with good people. Like they always say that like you are your company.
Yeah.
So if I didn't have jits, I'd probably be hanging out with some fucking losers that never had goals, never had motivation, ambition to be better. I mean, like all that shit you get from jits. I mean, we go to train every fucking day to get better. We go to jits because we have goals. We're inspired to get better and be something, competition or just training in general. So I'd probably be working like some like shitty ass job, making no coin,
What would your job of choice be?
Probably garbage,
Might
man.
not have a choice.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that are in that situation that don't have a choice.
Yeah.
With their
Yeah.
their
I mean,
jobs.
because when I was 18, I moved out. I was living with my brother, and like, he was working 3 jobs. I was just like bouncing around from job to job, and then when I was like 19 years old, I got into jits, and then like I started like some of the guys were cops, some of the guys were doctors, some of the guys were lawyers. It's just like you see this variety of people, and it's just like they kind of like rub off on you. So I think it would have been a hard life if I didn't come across jits and meet the people I met and saw how the people live and how they make their money.
Yeah.
It's super important.
What about you, Luigi?
I'd be probably 300 pounds, fat, depressed, and playing PlayStation, eating Papa John's twice a day.
Shout out to Papa John's, baby.
Yeah, I probably never would have, because I had that for like 2 years when I broke my leg and I stopped training, and that's the path I went down. So I would have that just would have been it. I just would have never got out of that that state.
You would have never met me either.
Yeah. I would have never met any of them.
Yeah.
T-Car? Terry G?
Oh,
I guess this is
roll a 4, 5, 6.
No, I guess this is more for me for like the career question because I only started jiu-jitsu like a few months ago. I don't even know what the fuck I'd be doing. I thought for a while that I was gonna be a cop. Like I was gonna take like the Suffolk County test. Like if I had enough like college, it's whack how you have to have like an associate's degree to be a cop.
Something like that.
I don't understand like what the point of that is.
So what do you think, since jiu-jitsu is still new to you, what do you think, can you see where it's leading you, at least at this point? Can you see the difference in your life and where it's potentially leading you now? Like what kind of impact you think it's going to have from the path you were on before it to where you are now?
What has the biggest impact been so far?
Well, I'm not very goals oriented, so now I feel like I'm learning again because like at my job, I've been there now like 10 years. I still learn things here and there, but now it's like I'm actively learning like every day, and I feel like I'm working towards a goal. So I'm like excited about that. Like I'm more enthusiastic. I was kind of just in like a going through the motions type deal. Like, yeah, you go to work and then you come home and then sometimes you go to the gym and then, you hang out a little bit. Now I feel like I'm working towards something. And I feel like that's impacting me at work as well. I feel like I'm more focused on like what's going on around me and paying more attention to the things like as simple. Even when I did a few kickboxing classes with you, like I just walk around all the time. Like now, like I'll think about like how I'm moving and even breathing. Like I've been working on, I didn't know how to fucking like breathe properly. And like it makes a big difference when you're training. Like I still think my gas tank's like shit, but compared to what it was when I first started, like I'm more conscious of like my breathing.
What do you think though, outside of like the actual training part, what it does like mentally, and like just the path of your life?
I just feel like it. I don't know. I feel like it makes me more focused on like everything that's going on around me, and I feel like there's more like structure. Like I'm trying at work. I'm trying to like, this is what you're this is why you're doing it. Like trying to get like steps ahead with work. Like I have to do this because if I don't do that, then I'm gonna get jammed up here. Like just trying to like think about what I'm doing before I do it, as opposed to just like going like off the cuff and like just doing whatever the fuck I feel like.
What about you, Remy?
So if I didn't start jiu-jitsu, so it's kind of weird. Like, obviously I work for myself, so trying to kind of get away from so right before I got into jiu-jitsu, I was kind of, like I hunt and fish a lot, so I'm always alone. But then like with my friend group that I had, they weren't really like go-getters, I would say. Some of them, like some of them I still talk to, and like I love them and everything, but some of them, I had to remove out of my life because it was negatively affecting me, so kind of right before jiu-jitsu is when all that happened, and I had to I was like basically just alone, like what if I was either hunting, fishing, working, and then that was it, hanging out with Bree, but like that was it, so getting into jiu-jitsu really kind of gave me like a friend group, like outside of just like my clients, and then like my old friends that I would see here and there, but like
relax, we're not friends, dude.
I wasn't talking about you.
Okay, good.
But it gave me like that, once again, like that group of friends to hang out with, like to bounce ideas off of, to kind of get better with. Like we all have similar kind of mindsets that we all don't work for ourselves, but we all want to get better. We all have goals. We all are working towards things, like you see all these like memes and shit on Instagram, and it's like, oh, if your friends aren't talking about this, and this, it's like you should probably find new friends. And it's like you read that, and it's like those are things that we talk about,
Yeah.
So it led me to having a better, group of friends because they always say like you're the sum of the 5 people that you hang out with the most, right? So if
Go ahead, Terry.
No, I thought Nick was gonna chime in with your network is your net worth.
Yep. My favorite quote.
Yeah, exactly. So it's definitely just elevated my life in that sense. I mean, obviously physically and all that, mentally.
What do you think would be the alternative if you hadn't found that? Where do you think you'd be now?
I don't know, because that was also another big thing, was since I hurt my back, I've always been a competitive type of person ever since I started sports. Like I've always I always wanted to be the best. I was just never willing to put in like the work to be the best, Like when I was wrestling in high school, like I would not go to like summer camp and like go to the beach and shit like that, but like I wanted to be on the podium. It just never happened because of those things, So like that's also another thing, is it kind of, now that I know all that, like jiu-jitsu is kind of giving me that second chance to put all this into play,
That's cool.
Like I obviously I work out and I do all that, like I work on my mindset, my breathing, like I work on all these things, and like jiu-jitsu is kind of now, that's why I like to compete a lot, because it allows me to like show all the shit that I've been working on,
Yep.
Because like I never got to do that in wrestling. Like I told you, like Naga was the first tournament I've ever won in my life.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, so
That's cool.
Yeah, definitely.
yeah,
Good question, D-Rock.
good one.
Yeah.
What about you?
I mean, I feel like I've said all this already, but I'll do the Cliff's Notes
All right,
version.
so then we'll just leave it at that.
Oh my God.
All right, thanks for listening.
Right. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I'm a broken record, but I everything good I have in my life has come out of jiu-jitsu. It was the best decision I've ever made. I would be like, the alternative would be exactly what Nick and Luigi said. I'd probably be in a dead end somewhere, scraping by, hating my life, fat, out of shape, hating myself and hating the world, because that's who I was. But with it, it did completely transform my life. Transformed me physically, mentally. All my friends, you know, we wouldn't be sitting here doing this right now if it wasn't for it.
Yeah.
I would have never met all you guys or all the other good friends I have and had all the opportunities I have, you know. I've traveled around the country because of it, got paid to go, you know, watch fights and watch my friends compete and make money off the skills that I've learned, opportunities even like in my career that I've gotten just out of, like Nick said, the networking that you have. You meet so many different people. I don't think I would have had any of those opportunities. And I also don't think it changed my entire mindset. You know, I appreciate the goal setting and the focus it gives you, and it keeps me hungry all the time. So I think my life would be, honestly, and I'm not saying this like to be dramatic, I don't know that I'd be alive, to be honest with you. I really don't. I think I probably would have died a lot younger because I just didn't care. So, and if I didn't, I'd just be some fucking worthless wreck somewhere.
Just another fucking Joe Schmo.
That's it.
Yeah, and you know, it's funny. I remember when I was young, you know, I dropped out of high school, and I had no direction, and I was working for my buddy Dave's dad's company, this battery company, one of the worst ball breaking jobs I ever had, but probably one of the best things that's ever happened to me. And there was a guy that I worked with who was just this miserable motherfucker, like always complaining, always physically in pain. And I remember thinking to myself, this is a guy that comes home after work and like kicks his dog or something like that because he just hates his life, you know? And I was like, I don't want to be that guy. And I remember it occurred to me, like, I'm on the path to be this dude. I was like, I hated this guy so much. I was like, I can't end up like this guy. And that kind of started the turnaround, like when that realization clicked in my brain. Thankfully, I turned that around, but I'd be that guy.
All right, so that kind of gives me another question. Like in your past jobs or growing up, whatever, did you guys have more direction what not to do / like not to be, or did you have more role models of what to do and what to be?
I had clear cut examples of what I never wanted to do.
Yeah,
same.
I didn't know how to not become them,
Yep.
but I knew I didn't want to be them.
Yeah,
100%. I agree with D-Rock.
1000%.
Yo, so just to quickly get off the topic, because I know we're kind of pushing the time on this podcast today.
I mean, nobody's fucking here.
Get your weight up, not your hate up. How do motherfuckers not know that when they're bending over or sitting down, that their crack is out?
You don't feel that.
Well, we got an expert right here, Luigi, plumber.
I've never seen Luigi's crack out.
No, I'm just the plumber's crack.
Oh,
Come on.
my bad.
Over
My
the
bad.
head.
Damn. Yeah, I'm kind of slouched in the chair, so it went over my head.
Damn.
We needed the damn. Thanks,
My
dude.
bad. It was the wrong one.
I mean, like, it's
Haven't
funny
been
and
here in a
all.
while.
It's funny and all, but like, how do you not know that like 3/4 of your crack is out?
Yeah, I don't know how you
I mean,
don't
some
feel
people
that.
just don't care.
You think it's care? Or you think they just don't know?
I mean, I just don't like to do it because it's uncomfortable. But like, if it wasn't uncomfortable, I wouldn't care.
And some of these people who their crack is out, like they don't have an ass. The shit's like flat. You know, like
You're
I can
fat.
understand if like you're a chick with a big old dumper in the back and like you bend over and like the pants just get pulled down, but like how are you chilling and your ass crack is hanging out?
Yeah.
Like
just
that's never happened
in
to
a
me.
public setting. Like just.
And I got a toe behind. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Daddy? It's just it boggles my mind, dude. It boggles my mind. I can't
Oh,
fuck
yeah.
with it.
I always wear a belt, but I always pick up like when other people are doing it. I usually take a picture because I think it's like so fucking funny. But I agree with you. Like, how do you not know that that's out?
Yeah. Like you have to feel the temperature change.
I felt it before. Like I felt my pants dip down. I pull whatever I'm doing. I stop what I'm doing and I pull my pants.
Yeah, you adjust your pants.
But yeah, just like chilling, like sitting there. Like,
Yeah.
fucking, fuck
And
that
that's
guy.
the other thing too. Like
That
you're
shit
sitting
was so funny.
Yo,
That's
you're
it.
sitting on a chair and like your ass crack is hanging out. Like, how do you not just like stand up real quick, adjust the pants, and sit back down?
Yeah, it's not like you're sitting against the wall or
Yeah.
like up like we are.
Yeah,
against the
man.
bench, you know?
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I got this guy at work who always bends over because we work in holes and shits. Like we dig a hole, we work on pipe, and
Yeah.
like we're bending over.
laying that pipe.
Yeah, and the dude's crack is out 90% of the time. So I just pick up pebbles and I throw it down his fucking ass crack. I'll sit there from the top of the hole and just woo, boo, boo. I get like 2 or 3 in out of like 5 or 6 shots, you know. But like I don't know, like that shit like fucks with me though. I can't, you know.
It's fucking weird.
It is.
pick your shit up.
Yeah, and especially dudes, man. Like, I don't know. It's whack.
Yo, off subject real quick. I just saw something. I want to give a quick birthday shout out to Cripple Steve.
Oh,
Oh,
happy
it's his
birthday,
birthday.
bro.
Birthday, Crip.
Good dude right there, man.
Definitely.
I got to meet him a handful of times. Really cool
awesome.
dude. Yeah.
One of my favorite people.
Yeah. We should actually get him to come down Saturday and roll.
Let's do it.
I haven't rolled with him in a while.
All right, boys. Wrap this motherfucker up.
That's it.
Yeah.
Sounds
Good
good.
podcast. Just make sure all you motherfuckers catch us on all the platforms. Pay attention. Keep your ears out for our new segment called The Podium. We'll be popping that off next podcast for sure.
Podium.
Yeah. The Podium, baby.
Rashies are in.
Rashies are in.
Little tight, but
Yeah,
they're
we'll,
here.
yeah, we'll make it work. We got some deals for them too.
Yeah.
Catch us on Pandora, Spotify. Keep coming with the questions of the day. Tell your friends. Tell your family.
Tell your moms.
Yo, for real. All right, thanks for listening.
Ta-ta.
Peace.
Peace.